Yes,
Let's go.
sir. Yes,
We're
sir.
here.
What's good, everybody? TTEspn NFL Week 1 in review.
In review.
Crazy Week 1. Crazy Week 1.
It's good stuff.
Crazy Week 1. But first, hey man, first things
Whew.
first. First things first. What's happening? How's it going?
Oh man, it's a struggle over here. Every day, these 2 days, it felt like Mondays. So it's it's a struggle over here. I'm ready to get to Thursday nights. We can at least get some football, man. That's what I'm waiting for.
Hey, now we got
How's
something to
everything?
like grind the week out for.
Yeah, yeah. And even better, we're getting very close to basketball season. So it's gonna, this is starting to become that time where there's always something on every night, man. So we'll definitely be crammed with a lot. You go through all that off season, and week one's already in the books, man. It's good, it's good. But work wise and life, like, oh man, these 2 days have been a drag, like it has.
Hey,
So
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. The missus started her new job today. You know what I'm saying? Day
that's what's
one.
up.
What else happened? Went to the gym, hit some chest day, you know what I'm saying? My Eagles won, you know what I'm saying? Undefeated. Undefeated. Probably ain't gonna say that for too long, but we gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Oh
Anything
yeah,
anything else happening news? Anything else happening in your
nah.
world?
Oh, I want to go test out that Mayweather gym.
Oh
I'm gonna go back to
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back tomorrow morning too. The dude asked me to come back tomorrow morning. Fortunate for me, I told him I was like, "Hey, the only class I could do is 6 a.m. I was like anything before work I could do. I was like, none of that afternoon stuff." So the guy was like, "Yeah, we're trying to rebuild our 6 a.m. class." It was literally just me in there for that workout session. So like it was cool just to be there with the instructor and to go through it. He was hella encouraging. Like dude was super encouraging throughout the whole thing.
That's
You could
dope.
tell he actually you could tell he actually enjoyed and believed what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just more of a passion for him. So I was like, hey, that's dope. It was fun. Great workout, man. 45 minutes strong. A lot of cardio bag, 4 rounds on the bags. This is my first time trying out that treadmill that you have to move on your own. So like
Oh yeah, I ain't never heard of that.
yeah, yeah. So when you step on, there's no button, there's no nothing. Like it's sloped. So like you have to lean on
Oh,
it
okay,
and
okay,
yeah,
okay.
and you have to walk it and then but if you're not like if you're leaning too much forward, you'll start stumbling. So you have to find like you have to have your posture correct.
Ooh.
So yeah, we would do third round, 4 rounds in 30 seconds. Walk, jog, sprint, 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So Carl, he had me, man, we got to the end and he's doing a thing called chasing chickens where like the boxing gloves I had, by that time I had them off because we went through the 4 rounds and we was on the floor. Pretty much the boxing mat. That's how big it was. And he would just throw the glove somewhere and I had to run and go grab it, bring it back, run and go grab it, bring it back. So it was all like, yeah, it was intense. Bro was like, hey man, I would have enjoyed if you would come back for the next two 6 a.m. sessions. Just so he was like, just so you could get a full workout for the week, full expectation. So yeah, man, I really enjoyed that. Really, really, really enjoyed that. Definitely excited to go back tomorrow and have that workout. Yeah.
The Seahawks left the world. Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that for sure. We
Let's
are
go.
definitely gonna get to that. They didn't believe they tried to
You
write us
said
off,
God
but I
did.
didn't respond.
You said
God,
God did. Hey,
hey
we lit,
man,
we lit, we lit, we lit, we lit. When you pop up in the chat, throw your team up if you got your dubs, man. Celebrate your week one victories, y'all. Fortunate for me, man. We hold. We'll get into all of that, man. I'm definitely excited, man. It's glad to be week one. Week one, we are back, man. Oh, this is good stuff, man.
hey man, let's just jump into it, man. First things first.
Go
Let's
Hawks.
get it. Let's get a recap. Oh, Hawks fan. Okay, Hawks. Okay, we got two Hawks fans
Oh,
in the chat.
hey, dude.
God
Let's
did.
go. Let's go. God did. You know what?
Recap,
Let's
man.
let's.
Tell us about your personal team. We gonna go with your
Oh,
team
personal
first, dude.
team.
Tell us about the
Carolina,
Carolina
man.
Panthers.
Ain't nothing but same old Chronicles of Matt Rule doing what he do, doing what he do best. It's just Matt
Man,
Rule being him at his best. You know what I'm saying? So that's
man,
all it is. At this point, I told you at this point it's comical. He's a made man because if he didn't get fired last year against the Giants, I can't wait till the day he actually does get fired and then he turns around and he writes a New York bestseller of how he played a billionaire. I just can't wait. And at this point, yeah, I just can't wait because at this point, I'm envious of the man. I've never in my life have I seen any man be able to just underperform and make excuses for everything and keep a job. Like, bro, nah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, at some point, I have to be like, you know what, Matt? Maybe I'm player hating on you because you're making millions for doing something that I know people can do better than you. So, yeah, man, wasn't nothing like that when I did watch the game. One of some of the like key factors in the game that got me. Icky played well against Myles Garrett.
He actually did.
But it's Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? So you can only do well for so long. CMC only having 3 touches in the first half blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. It was like they were trying to outsmart themselves. McAdoo has a very bad habit of on first downs doing 3-step drops without routes so he can start tempo. Brother, if we saw that in the first half, you got to change that up. You know what I'm saying? We got to the second. Yeah, you got to change that up. A lot. They had like 5 botch snaps throughout the game. Center put 2 low. Mayfield dropped 3 of them. One super critical one, like towards the end of the game on the goal line. Not goal line, red zone. You could kind of tell that they was probably going to take a shot at the end zone. How Robbie and DJ came off the line. I'm not gonna lie, I was super impressed with the team in the second half. Last year I didn't like our third quarter at all. Third quarter was still buns.
Third quarter still
but
buns
the fourth,
for y'all.
Yeah, still quarter. But fourth quarter they balled out offensively. I hit up Deuce and I got to the point where like specifically watching the Hawks and Buck Broncos game. I was a Surtain over Horn dude the whole time.
Yeah.
Surtain got treated like a number 1 corner. Horn's not getting treated like a number 1 corner.
He getting tested every week.
Well, no, it's not he's getting tested. He's not following the best guy. They're just moving him everywhere. They're letting whatever corner hold whatever. And I'm like, no, it was Amari Cooper. Like, you should have just made Horn follow Amari Cooper the whole game. If you're not that number 1 dude, then I'm going to be pissed off. So week 1, definitely didn't like it. Jacoby Brissett had time like a fool. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt running game like 200 damn near 17 yards.
Sheesh.
Killed it. They killed it. Like, literally, first tackle breaking. They had Luvu looking bad out there. He had like 5 missed tackles. So, like, the team isn't tackling well. The O-line played much better. I was very impressed with them. A lot of little stuff, like player execution-wise. But coming out week 1, this just looked, again, like a team that Matt Rule coaches. And he just continued to get away with it. So, on that end, people are crying about some calls that happened in the last drive for the Browns. But if we wouldn't have played 3.5 quarters bad, the game shouldn't have never been there anyway. So I'm not going to take that. Not going to accept it. Brian Burns is damn sure on the line, even though he balled out. Like, I've been hyping you up for a while now, and it's starting to become a line of like, are you just a good DN? Not great. Is Jeremy Chin just a good safety? Just not great. Like, a lot of these lines, guys are starting to meet this line. So that's just kind of a recap there of what happened in that game, man. But I will tell you, man, it's Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is so deadly, man.
They went off.
They're just. And that wasn't like, I was like, again, I didn't expect 200. I really didn't expect 200. Like, that was, but they was not going down first tackle. But yeah, man, they really tore it up this week. They tore it up. They came out. Stefanski went for it on damn near every 4th down. So that was another thing. Every 4th down, he went for it. And they were sending it, too. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I feel you, brother. You got something in your mind.
Hell of a first week for the Panthers fan, man. Keep pounding, though. Keep pounding.
Oh, no, we ain't going to win. We ready for Giants.
That's for me, man. We're going to look at the Eagles. Okay, I'm not going to say I was impressed, but I was happy. I was happy with the outcome. 38-35. I think in that 4th quarter we got a little lazy. We got too passive on defense because I think the first 3 quarters we were being super aggressive. One thing I can say I'm extremely happy about is Jalen Hurts taking care of the ball. One thing I was watching for this game was how is he going to take care of the ball. Anytime he broke the pocket last year is when a lot of his interceptions came out. It's when he tried to break the pocket, do too much, ended out with 90 rushing yards. 300, I think 330 all-purpose yards. So far, I think you beating me on touchdowns with Mayfield. We about right there on yards with each other. I think you got completion percentage on me right now.
It ain't much.
But overall,
and
man,
Mayfield,
overall, I'm happy.
Mayfield threw a pick. So that's a down on that. Mayfield had a pick.
AJ Brown, 10 catches, 155 yards.
Beast,
I was a little disappointed in Smith. He got a couple targets, 4 targets, no catches. I think they're still trying to figure out how to get that work and get that together. As expected, Dallas got it, went and got 3 catches. Run game is still a thing. I think we had 3 running backs score a touchdown, including our 4 if you want to include Jalen Hurts. Secondary, first 3 quarters, dope. Fourth quarter came around, they started getting toasted.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where I want to hopefully see the Eagles coming into next week. We got a tough game against the Vikings. I hope we're ready in the secondary to close the game out.
Yeah.
Close the game
I
out.
seen DeAndre Swift had 144,
and
I know Lions fans in our preseason breakdown was kind of mad that we didn't have DeAndre Swift much higher.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
So that's one thing that I'm having trouble with, right? Is it we got lazy as a defense, or are the Lions the truth? I'm leaning a little bit more towards 60-40. The Lions are gonna win some games this year that they lost last year that was real close.
Yeah. So yeah, that you could tell that that's a team that's like they're bought in. You know what I'm saying? Like they're bought in. So I'll definitely be tracking them. I know this week they got Washington coming up, so that's kind of a pick'em game for me a little bit there. So we'll see how that goes. Sunday night football, Tampa Bay, Dallas. It's listen. It's
Tampa
it's
Bay,
very
Dallas.
ironic. It's very ironic, Dak, that when you have to be the best player, you get injured, and you got injured 2 years ago, and now, you know what I'm saying? Again, injuries are part of the game. You ain't get injured on purpose. But I did not like the way that he walked off the field when it happened. It just didn't feel right. Even before that, y'all were being dominated the whole time. Outside of like Micah getting 2 like very good 3rd down sacks in the red zone,
back-to-back drives.
And this is the statement that was made on Micah Parsons. If he wants to play off the edge, he'll be a top 5, top 3 edge rusher. But if he's you cannot credit him for middle linebacker stuff when he's playing off the edge of the line. So if that's what he want to do, like, bro, go do that. Go be a beast at that. Get your all pros and stuff. When you
especially
play middle, it's a different ball
80%
game.
of the time he's rushing the quarterback.
So CeeDee Lamb, I think they said he had 11 targets for 2 catches. I saw a Dallas fan post. I saw a Dallas fan post up that he was like, I've been saying all summer, CeeDee Lamb is not a number 1 wide receiver. Tony Pollard, y'all trying to make like he was everything with us. Tony Pollard's not a workhorse. It's all glamorous stuff, and he's not a workhorse. Like, you got to be able to feed Zeke. I think they said Zeke had like a 10 carries, 52 yards. Like, they was just not trying to feed him. Yeah, averaging 5 a carry. So again, I think Zeke's good, man. I think people just try to play him. No, he's not year 1, year 2 Zeke, but you were trying to play him like you really are. Well, CeeDee Lamb, 2 catches, 29 yards on 11 targets. You know what I'm saying? We said that if this team wanted to be great, those 11 targets had to turn into 9 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches, 20. We even went back last year when people were trying to hype up CeeDee Lamb, and we said he had 1 game with 9 catches and like 100 yards. So he's like Cooper Rush playing, Dak Prescott being out. If you ask me, the best course of plan for Dallas is to tank it this year.
Oh yeah,
because
be without Dak for 8 weeks.
Yeah, but he's not putting him on the injured reserve either. They came out with the report this morning that he's not going on IR, so they're trying to get him back in a month. And I was like, there's no gap of time that I think you could hold off that, you won't have a significant gap to try to catch the division or the 7th seed. So if I was Dallas, even at your best this year, You were a playoff team, not a contender. Your best hope is to hope that after this year, Brady and Rodgers decide that they want to roll, and Matt Stafford and Aaron Donald and them decide they want to roll, and you get bumped up by subtraction. And then you could go, and then you could go make a push in the next 2-year window while the rest of the NFC figures this crap out. But nah, man, I'm how impressed was I with Tampa? Julio looked good.
Julio he looked like Julio. He's at
he
least
looked like Julio.
85-90% Julio.
No, but it don't shock me because I expect Julio being healthy to look like that for 7 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll have, and that's fine because again, you're not playing to backpack a team. You're playing to play a vital role in the team. So Julio looked great, man. Julio looked great. Yep. The Eagles have always been in the Cowboys' shadow during my tenure. Dak Prescott. Dakota Ray. Yeah. So Us, I think Julio, I don't expect big numbers for him through the year. You know what I'm saying? I think there will be games that we see him kind of allow him to kind of rest up. Chris Godwin coming back looking great off the rip, man.
I know he left the game early with a hamstring.
Yeah. I know early when I saw him, I was like, okay, he looks good. But this team just looks like a team who's going to just keep getting it better and together while they get their stuff ready for the end of the year. So,
I was actually surprised about their defense. Their defense is one of the things that surprised me the most. They got a good pass rush against a pretty decent team. I'm also surprised at the way Tom Brady was slinging the rock, bro.
Yeah,
this man threw a couple passes 40, 50 yards down the field. Yeah, effortless.
He can no longer call for. Yeah, the bomb he threw to Julio on the right side, he was like, that's wild,
Julio
bro.
snatched
wild,
that.
bro.
I was like,
Julio snatched it, man.
You know what? Like, it's troubling to me that you got Mike Evans on one side, Julio on the other, and then you got Chris Godwin being able to cut up the middle. And then if you want,
Leonard Fournette,
you got Fournette. You can. Oh my goodness.
So now here
nasty
comes the crisis. Is Dallas was the leading offense last year. Kellen Moore, who was damn near about to get a job. Dan Quinn, who was damn near about to get a job. And Mike McCarthy, who's still there.
Fired him.
You know, y'all the only team who didn't get a touchdown. And you got Cooper Rush right now as your quarterback for the, foreseeable future. So I'm telling you, Dallas fans, this is the perfect year just to mail it in, bro. Mail it in.
I seen some people, a whole lot of Dallas fans saying, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo looking real good right now. They send him, hey, big head text.
Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo ain't going nowhere.
Show it.
He ain't going nowhere, bro.
We're going to get to that, too.
We're going to get to that, too. Who's Monday Night Football? Seahawks. Whoa. What Seahawks at?
12s.
Yeah, 12s in the game, baby. Yeah.
Hey, man. I said this as soon as the game was over in our chat. Seahawks fans don't want to win no other games after this one. They don't even care.
No other game.
They got the one that matters.
They got the one that matters. So Peyton Manning has said they did him a favor when he left Denver because he didn't have to play Indy until like the year after, and it was the back half of the year.
Week like 9 or 10, because I was watching the same on ESPN too.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Thoughts on the game, man? What were your thoughts on just the Monday night game as a whole?
As a whole, man, one thing that stood out to me is I kept hearing your voice in my head the whole game. First year coach, first year quarterback on a new team. We don't know who this coach is. And when we compare him to the other two coaches in this division, that's all I kept seeing. I kept seeing the inexperience of the play calling. I kept seeing the mishandling of the time management, especially before the first half was over. That to me screamed like, yo, what are you doing? Like you can save yourself a whole lot of time and be able to make a solid drive. Instead, you gave yourself a 2-minute drive, sitting on 3 timeouts. I was very underwhelmed by the running back duo. Very much so. I think they leaned way too much onto Russ's arm. And that was one thing that frustrated me because I was like, I know y'all paid this man $250, plus $1 million, but you still got 2 workhorse running backs you can live off of. 60% of this game.
Javonte early was touching like damn near 10 every carry. He was touching the ball. He was like, yo, Javonte was getting it. The red zone goal line issues, that's just got to be a Russ thing. I think Madden needs to put something in when Russ is at the 1 yard line. Everybody's attributes go down. Like there's got to be
It
something that
drops by
Madden
like
does.
20%.
Yeah, it drops by like 20% because Russ on the 1 yard line just has an issue.
It was
Melvin,
crazy to me that they call. Why are you calling plays out of the shotgun the first two trips to the red zone? First two trips to the red zone, you're calling your two plays out the shotgun. You have one of the better O lines, and you have two of the better running backs. I don't want to say best running back. You got two of the
good duo.
better running
Yeah,
back duos.
better duo.
And after Melvin Gordon fumbled, they was like, oh, okay, next time we get down there, let's have Javonte go. Javonte fumbles, and they're just like, yeah, let's just throw
So
the rock.
Javonte, I felt a little more for because like they was watching the play clock. Everybody was blitzing. They saw 1 second. They just all took off. So like I'm like, kudos to Seattle for locking up two times when they had to. I felt like a couple of things when I look at Seattle specifically. We knew Charles Cross was going to start at left tackle. We knew they was going to start him at left tackle. The fact that you put another rookie on the opposite side, Abraham Lucas, we talked about that. You could possibly have your bookend tackles for the next 5, 6, 7 years. You got them. You probably, if they both play great, you probably can't afford to play both of them, or you probably could. So the fact that they played so well for so long in that game, very impressive. Like that was very impressive to me. A couple guys on defense that stood out to me. Woodley, their DB. He played well to me. I know he had a couple calls pass interference, but like bro was balling. He
Quandre
laid
Diggs
out.
played pretty solid.
Yeah, Quandre Diggs dropped that pick. I was like, come on, cuz you gotta reel that in. Nwosu tracking Russ down. Like when Russ was getting out the pocket, Nwosu tracking Russ down was huge. Jordan Brooks. Felt like I had a good game. I'm upset that Jamal Adams got hurt the way he did. And it's probably the first report I heard was that it was for the season. I hope it's not for the season. You don't like injuries, period. And then who was the other guy? I wanted, Boy Mafe was kind of seeing how much he could do kind of coming off the edge. Told you he was a guy that I was looking at. But I felt like they had a good game plan. I felt like they executed. They did the things they had to do. Gino played really, really well. 17 for 18 in the first half. Like, bro was snapping, doing what he had to do. Second half, I do feel like the two Bradley Chubb sacks, they were right. He could have stepped up in the pocket and helped out his tackle a little bit. But again, I think that's just going to come with time. They're going to look at the film. They're going to fix that because he had the ability to step up there, help themselves out. I told you, we talked about earlier, I was Denver treating Pat Surtain like a number one corner, following DK everywhere. I feel like it was just pretty much an even battle. DK did his thing. Surtain had some stops. I know the fumble came off of a defender kind of catching up to DK on that end. But, man, when I tell you that game, that was a really, really good game, man. And this draft class feels like, for Seattle, the draft class that started everything for this team. So I'll definitely be watching, throughout the course of the year, definitely be keeping an eye on how they go. Because it doesn't look in any way like Pete is aiming to play to lose. I just don't. Crazy. I don't think. I don't think that's in his DNA.
I gotta say the thing that really won the Seahawks this game, and it continues to scream out in my head with Vita's voice, is coaching. Pete Carroll just outcoached the hell out of the Broncos coach. It's like there were so many aspects of the game, from mixing up his run play call, his run pass, setting Gino up for throws that he's made his whole tenure with the Seahawks. We forget that Gino's been with the Seahawks a few years now. He knows that playbook in and out.
This was a good coach. This was great coaching. This is how you prepare for week one and you get your team right.
Yeah, man, you know what Russ's strengths are. You know what his weaknesses are. So it's like, when you roll out to the left, we're gonna have a spy on you. We're gonna force you to throw early. We're gonna make sure we're playing assignment football.
Yeah, and it's so one thing I noticed too that was like the inexperience to me of it, and maybe they just thought he was better. But Jerry Jeudy had a 67-yard TD catch. Russ underthrew him. Not a good pass. Could have been picked off. Could have been picked off a couple times this game. Off of Adams' helmet, off of Quandre Diggs' hand. The touchdown to Jeudy could have been picked off if the corner would have saw it. But Judy makes an easy move, burns him, gets by a bad pass catcher, scores a touchdown. And then every time when I look on the screen and I'm like, okay, top of the screen's got a one-on-one, it's kind of clear, but it's Cortland Sutton, and he's throwing bombs to Cortland Sutton. I'm like, bro, why aren't you giving Jerry Judy that? And then Jerry Judy was pissing me off because every time he made a catch, he had to come out the game right after.
Yeah,
like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, bro was tired.
And then he had two big drops that were frustrating me because they were in his hands.
Yeah.
And they could have been momentum shifters. It's like, bro, you just dropped the pass and now it's second and long, third and long.
And I think after watching that game, after seeing the Chiefs, after seeing the Chargers, I didn't see too much of Chargers Raiders. But it's when we came into it, we knew Chiefs and Chargers were 1-2 in this division. Mm-hmm. We predicted Chargers to win it. We predicted Chiefs to be second. This is a fight for third between the Raiders and the Broncos.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? This is a fight for third. It's a fight for third because you left a lot of meat on the bones as the Broncos. And again, if we're going to go off a coach and quarterback, we've already said that you dang sure not a better coach quarterback combo than Reed, Mahomes, than Herbert, and Brandon Staley. And the jury's still going to be out on Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr. So those two matchups when they play the Raiders are going to be very important for who comes out as a third seed. And if that third seed probably, hey, look, man, Cousin Tua probably going to take that spot. And it's only going to be two teams out of the AFC West. We've been saying 3 this whole time. And we had Miami on the outside looking in. Cousin Tua, boy, they could take that seed. They could take that seed and it'd be 2 from there. So, big ups to Seattle, man. Just looking at the crowd, they was hyped. They was lit, man. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a good Hey, there's a video going around of a lady in Cincinnati throwing up in the stands. You seen that?
Nah.
I don't think she's not even getting up from her seat. She's sitting in her seat throwing up, and there's a person in front of him with a neck brace on. And she threw up like 3-4 times. And nobody's like, I'm like, bro, we COVID, all this stuff, you nasty hoe. I'm like, what is you doing, bro? And nobody's she's throwing up. I said, look, can't be. That stuff's trifling.
Leave it to those Bengals fans, man. Leave it to the Bengals fans.
That stuff's trifling. So outside of our Sunday night, Monday night, man, some games that stood out, man, or some things that happened in games that, kind of got you.
Game that stood out to me was the Saints and the Falcons. I know it wasn't one of the, more decorated games in week 1, but I was watching the Saints and the Falcons pretty closely. I wouldn't say I was impressed with Mariota, but I think Mariota's showing them he's giving them something to look at for the next year, 2 at most. To say, cool, we know we can sit on you for 2 years. We know Desmond Ritter's behind you and waiting. He's gonna learn. I think I seen a pretty decent Jameis Winston yesterday.
He got better as the game went on. I know in the beginning he was taking a lot of sacks and things just wasn't getting a rhythm. But I was watching like his 2 dots to Michael Thomas. They got it they made it simple. Hey, Trips right, Mike on the left. Hey, Jameis, just get it to Mike.
Go win
Mike
that matchup, throw it to him.
Yeah, and he won it. So I was definitely impressed with that game, especially the comeback part 2. It's like, oh man, definitely entertaining.
Bears Niners.
Bears Niners
was another game very, very similar to the Pete Carroll Russell Wilson matchup. This was the Justin Fields 49ers. Y'all passed on me, so this is what y'all get.
It's the ticker is already. Fans are not happy. They're
already calling for Garoppolo to come back in.
They're already calling for him. They're already called. We've said it. And again, you're not going to overreact to week 1, but you knew you was running a very thin line when you did this with Trey Lance and keeping Jimmy G. Yep. OG at work told me, he was like, Jimmy G getting the surgery was the smartest thing he could do because it was for him. They could have sent him wherever, but they had to wait till he was healthy. And he was right. And now you're stuck in a situation where if at any point in this season without injury, you move off of Trey and go back to Jimmy, people is going to get fired, bro. People is going to get fired.
We talked about John Lynch and Shanahan being the first ones that are going to be fired.
But you got so much money stacked up into everything to support your quarterback. And the guys got to show up. So we'll see, man. Tracking Trey Lance throughout this time. I'm not going to lie. I see why people like the thought of Trey, but I told you I never felt like he was ever gonna be this elite dude. But I know the expectations for him is you have to be elite because we had a guy who was, above average quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't win us what we wanted. So, like you said, Trey's not allowed to be average. He has to turn up. Big ups to my guy Justin Fields, man. 2 TDs, baby.
8 for
Let's
17.
go. 8 for
121.
17. And so I know a lot of people like, the game was raining. It was a monsoon. I'm like, look, both sides of the ball had a play in that. Both sides of the ball had a play in that. It wasn't just raining and bad for one team. It was raining and bad for both teams. So I was, when I saw the rain, I knew it was going to be an ugly game, but I was actually kind of glad that was kind of the point of it, to see how these players and how these teams could perform in it. Definitely, man, it doesn't vindicate anything week one, but we'll definitely get to see how long. So people got to meter out. And they said if Trey keeps this up, week 6, Jimmy G will be back in the game. Jimmy G ain't going nowhere. So people asking for Jimmy G in trades. He's not going nowhere.
It might be sooner than week 6. Actually, shout out to Talanoa Hufanga. He led the Niners
big
in 11 tackles. Got a pick.
Yep.
But man, one thing watching Trey Lance, because I kept flipping back and forth in the game. Watching Trey Lance was like watching Jalen Hurts his first year getting snaps.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like I was watching. He was indecisive. He telegraphed a lot of his throws. Yeah, cool. It was a monsoon. So I bet you Jimmy would have taken care of the ball. I bet you Jimmy would have, led the offense down the field and, got them some real quality points. But
yeah. We're gonna get to the week 2 stuff, man. But I was definitely happy on a personal note for Justin Fields catching that dub, man. I was telling him, I was glad. And then Jay was over there, kept talking, Trey, baby, Trey time. And I was like, Trey sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Trey's buttons.
So, Trey sucks. So, yeah. He has and I'm not, again, I don't be critical of QBs, throw the ball how you want to throw the ball. But every highlight they would show, like during this, summer, like he always is like tilting his back foot up, like he's just trying to be a little too effortless. And I'm kind of like, we'll see how that. I'm not trying to break down signs of it because I'm like, you get it there. Yeah, I'm like, you get it there. I kind of don't care, but it just always kind of seems like he just kind of tries to be effortless with it. So yeah, man, that game, another game that got me. Hey. Finally be talking about his man Davis Mills. He was texting me. I said, yo, this is T-Law's conference. This is Trevor Lawrence's division. He was like, nah, Davis Mills, baby. I said, all right, you got Davis, I got Trevor Lawrence. So we're going to have a little side thing. We're going to see who has the better year, Davis Mills or Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, Davis Mills is slinging the rock. 23 for 37, 242 touchdowns.
I think the immaturity I think the lack of time together for the Texans is what eventually cost them that game at the end. OJ Howard going in getting 2 touchdowns was like long neck boy. OJ Howard getting 2 TDs. Yeah, OJ Howard getting 2 TDs was kind of like, hey, good stuff. I didn't hear nothing from Bravion Jordan. Did he get any type of action? I was like, he was a dude I said that was on the watch list, and OJ Howard comes in off a week and gets 2 TDs.
1 catch, 5 yards.
Hey man, you gotta get great. Lee Carlone, man, not too early, man, not too.
I'm double downing on that. I said Carr was buns.
Let's get through Texas Colts first before we gotta go to Chargers Raiders, man. All right.
I said Carr was buns.
I will say this. Jonathan Taylor is that dude, bro. Like when I seen him getting the ball, breaking tackles, doing this, like he's that dude, man. Matt Ryan was throwing dots, but I mean, I don't know how much I want to take into effect in this, but I will say, them tying with the Texans now. Only over it makes this was supposed to be a walkaway game because we seen their schedule down the line, and now a team could win this division with 8-9 wins. You know what I'm saying? How this first week played out. So hey, I told you my first to worst pick was Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. This was the division. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Lawrence, let's go play with swag. hey, Holly, get off my dude, bro. Get off my dude.
Hey,
Trevor Lawrence over long neck. Get off my dude, man. Get off my dude.
Anytime you gotta have Matt Ryan throw the ball 50 times, It ain't a good thing, bro. It ain't a
It
good
ain't a
thing.
good thing. It ain't a
Think
good
about
thing.
this. Think about you had enough possessions for Ryan to throw 50 times and for
50
Jonathan
times.
Taylor to run the ball 31 times.
Speaking
That to
of,
me is like what?
told you my defensive rookie of the year, Stingley.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's kind of nice out there. Trayvon Walker's odds is he's odds on favorite now. So after week
Trayvon
1,
Walker.
speaking of take command, Carson Wentz, man, 4 TDs, 2 picks. T-Law,
Wentz going
fairly
Wentz.
cool game. He's gonna Wentz. I know you got the Lions this week. When we get to there, I'm taking Washington this week. I like what I saw from Curtis Samuel a little bit. I can't wait to see what happens when Chase gets back. I seen a lot of meat left on the bones from the Jags. I seen they had I think towards the end of the first half, they
Oh
kind of
yeah.
came out empty-handed on the goal line type of stuff. There was a lot of things that week 1 new coach with a quarterback in a developing team were kind of missing. So I'm hoping that somewhere along the line they tighten that up. But also, my Washington dark horse pick, which is cool now because with Dallas being gone, Washington and Philly Philly can win the division, and then Washington can get in, and then I can still be right that I said
Crazy.
Washington will be a playoff team.
Left a
Yeah,
lot on the
so
field. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey
yeah.
man,
So
I,
told you Washington was my dark horse pick with Riverboat, so
I
I'm gonna
wasn't on
take it
this
how I'm gonna get
before.
it, as long as
I
they get
wasn't
the
on
end.
this before with Aiden Hutchinson. But man,
Hey,
when
Wally, leave me
Aiden
alone, bro.
Hutchinson, the way Aiden Hutchinson played against Pro Bowl tackles,
Yeah,
should have been Pro Bowl tackles. My bad. Mailata wasn't. They didn't give him the Pro Bowl.
yeah.
But should have been Pro Bowl tackles. Mailata, and then on the other side against Lane Johnson, the way he was playing against them, and I got to give credit to the Lions defense, bro. They put their NASCAR
Told you,
packages
it's
out there different.
Jeff Okuda,
Different.
man. I got to see how my man goes. I got to see how he goes. Oos! You was tweeting and I damn near blocked you. I damn near blocked you from tweeting. I had to get off a car. It's week 1, bro. Yeah, it's the
Hey, nah,
Chargers.
bro.
I gotta get off a car. I gotta get off a car, man. It's
Cars
week 1.
buns.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah,
How
man.
the Eagles
They kind of
did
let up
get
at the
gas
end.
like they took their foot off the gas pedal, man. We got lazy. We got a decent lead. We got some momentum, and then the defense just got late. I think the injury to our interior got really hurt us too. I think he's gonna be out for the season, torn ACL.
Nah.
So we got some
Chargers, Raiders. I didn't
Chargers,
look too much into that one.
Raiders.
Chargers, Raiders, man. I seen Devontae snapping a little bit, but it looked just like Derek was just soiling. Like Derek was just soiling, man.
I'm gonna put the stats up on. I'm gonna put the stats up on here for us. Derek Carr sacked 5 times, threw 3 interceptions. So the biggest thing I saw from Derek Carr this game was
Don't have to Raiders.
I got my bestie. I'm gonna throw to you. How many targets? 17 targets.
He got 17.
17. If you get 17
Hey,
targets,
run it up.
you better get $150. Like I don't even care. I don't even care. Hunter Renfro 6
I know when
targets. Waller 6 targets. Like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. I know you got your bestie on the team, but
No, Adams is a beast, but I told you I thought going into the year that Renfro and Waller would benefit on targets, but Adams would benefit on TDs. I don't know if maybe game plan, affected that. But if this is the way that it's gonna go for the year, then yeah, that's wild, bro. That's wild.
I'm blaming Josh McDaniels. That's why I'm blaming. This man is way too complicated of an offensive mind to come in here and just keep it simple. The way I look at this team is you still have one of the better, not best, you still got one of the better running backs in the league in Josh Jacobs. You still have
But they didn't pick up his option though.
They didn't, which means he should be running with a purpose.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
I would say so, but maybe they just don't care.
Give him the ball 15, 18 times. Adams is a beast. Absolutely. I truly believe that. But when you got a Derek Carr who right now, the way I look at Derek Carr is he's teetering that line of below Jimmy Garoppolo, barely. If we're talking about the line, like I just don't trust Derek Carr to go out there and win me a game. He can put up some numbers for sure, but he just ain't that dude, man. He ain't that dude. Herbo showed us why he's what we're calling our TTE MVP favorite, the way he was slinging the rock, man.
Yeah.
Different.
3 TDs, high QBR, killer. Is Keenan Allen out for Thursday's game?
He
I heard that he
might
got
be.
hurt.
I think
That's gonna suck.
it was like I think it was his was a hamstring too, but Carter stepped up real nicely once Allen went out. So it was a pretty
Trent
seamless.
McDuffie for the Chiefs also got put on IR. Speaking of the Chiefs, man, Mahomes,
Different.
5 of them things. 5 of them things.
Different.
The scary part for the Chiefs is I believe that Andy. Okay, so everybody and their mama is doing this like week 1, like, oh, we gonna miss Tyreek. No, you're not gonna miss Tyreek against week 1 Cardinals. You're gonna miss Tyreek against week 2 Chargers. That's when you're gonna miss Tyreek. Go back and watch the Chargers when they played KC last year. Tyreek had to make some. You're gonna miss him when you need that big play. Just like Tyreek's going to miss you when he's ready to make that big play. So it's not going to show week 1 against the Cardinals. But when we get to talk about our Thursday night game, we'll get to see. But, man, he said Fields' rain slide was better than Carter's play. This dude following. So when I watched the Cardinals-Chiefs game, first drive, 11 plays, 75 yards TD, right? Andy's starting to perfect. Andy's starting to control it because he knows I can score 7 methodically. When you mess up, I can score 7 fast. Now you 14-0. Now you're panicking. Hey, right. Hey, don't come in here roasting cousin Tua. Roasting cousin Tua.
Dark horse MVP, maybe.
Cousin Tua. So now, and again, when you go from being explosive, we talk about that. You go from being the Tom Brady team that those 50 TDs with Randy. So now you got to learn to control the game to help your defense out. And I think Andy and them are starting to figure out that way of like, hey, we got to control the game and not just, be ready to score fast. So I'm excited for this Thursday night game. Like I am. Kyler Murray and them look like how they did. And I told you, man, sometimes James Conner's killing. Like the man be killing when he has the ball in his hand, right? I just wish Cliff would be more intentional in protecting Kyler from himself. You know what I'm saying? But it's Cliff. Cliff has a dude who could throw the ball like, oh man, you made me so horny. How you throw the ball? And Cliff's like, throw the ball, made me so horny. And they don't want to do that. Like they don't want to do that, bro. Like they just want to be sexy. They don't want to do substance stuff, man. Like it's crazy.
Let me tell you the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing with this Chiefs team that I'm looking at right now, in comparison to all the other stats that we looked at, is your wide receiver, the way Pat Mahomes is able to spread the rock around. Travis Kelce, 9 targets. Juju, 8 targets, 8 targets, 6 catches. MVS, 4 targets, 4 catches. Edwards-Helaire out the backfield, 3 and 3. Sky Moore got in there. Jerick McKinnon, Mecole Hardman. He only had 9 incompletions.
9.
On top of that, so I'm going to be nitpicky. The one thing about this defense, yes, I do believe they're better than last year. We said that before. I want to make sure we put our stamp on that. The one thing that I see is missing from this defense that I think will probably either get a yes or a no on is, do they have the ability to create turnovers? Y'all make sound plays, sound tackles. Great job on the secondary covering across the board. But can you create a turnover?
I don't think they're a creating turnover team. But I do think, like we know when Chris Jones is dominating up front, they're able to put teams in, in spags with the blitzes he pulls. But yeah, I'm with you. Let's see if they can create turnovers. Patriots 0-1, baby. That's what happens when you play cousin Tua. That's what happens when you play cousin Tua.
And you got Mac Jones.
Yeah, you got Mac Jones, man. So it's amazing now how Mac Jones is starting to get criticized out of this world.
After last year, they were saying up coming this year, the best with the best head coach.
All this
in the best defense. Like
they fell in love with the Mac attack. He had this is the benefit we talked about of when Josh McDaniels leaves, an offensive mind that can help you out, and now you're stuck here. Your weapons this great, all that. Man, so I'm not, again, Miami came out and looked the way that I expected them to look. You know what I'm saying? Tua missed some stuff that he was supposed to miss. He said, "Yeah, they had me fooled." Yeah. No, we called it, and we said Pats Pats is moving off of Mac Jones for Bryce Young this year, baby. Bama to Bama.
Single digit win year this year.
Yeah, we said 5 wins max. Pats ain't fooling us this year. And Belichick is about to start getting put under the gun. You ain't had no success since Tom Brady left. Like you've been teetering. So I think Bill's gonna have to have a coming to Jesus moment where he has to start to reassure some of the ways and philosophies that he's going by.
We might even see Bill try to go in, if they can't pull a top 10 pick and grab one of those quarterbacks out the draft, he might go and try to get Garoppolo back. Garoppolo knows the system. Garoppolo knows the ins and outs of there. If he can pay him, he gonna pay him.
That man's pulling a Simpson. He's in the trees, Zeus. He's retiring. He's out the game. Yeah, he's out the game. Belichick can't get his guy after this year. Belichick's out the game, bro. He's out the game. I'm out, y'all. I had it good, right?
That's crazy.
I'm out. So, last year, when the Patriots had their streak last year, like remember in the middle of the year, Ramondre Stevens and the running backs, they were running the ball well. J.C. Jackson was getting turnovers, and Matt Judon was killing off the end. Every part of their success was nothing to do with Mac Jones. It was just
Zero.
Matt. Now I will give. Last year, Matt killed it in the Cleveland game, throwing dots. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He had kids looking good. But then you go and you watch the Bills game, where we are people, not us. The world made fun of the Bills because Mac only threw the ball 3 times, which was like, yeah. But at the same time, you don't want to win a game where your guy only throws the ball 3 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was almost willing to admit that you was going to lose it too. Very, very bad year for the Patriots. Extremely bad year for the Patriots. We know that. We know that. Is there anything else we got to cover on this Sunday night slate? Slate.
I think looking at the Dolphins, the biggest thing that stands out to me is y'all got to get the run game figured out. Y'all got to get the run game. 23 attempts across the board for everybody, 65 yards total. To me, you got to figure out how to get Edmonds and Mostert. They got to do something. They got to do more, man. Out of 17 attempts out of Edmonds and Mostert, they barely mustered up 40 yards. So to me, that's the biggest opportunity over there. And I think once they get the running game started, man, hey, sky's the limit for that team. The defense is nasty.
The defense is nice. Speaking of, Week 2 TTE Game of the Week. The Week 2 TTE Game of the Week will always be a Sunday game. It won't be a Sunday night game, a Monday night game, or a Thursday night game. We're gonna just try to focus on a Sunday noon or afternoon game to focus on. I haven't heard anything from Fournette. You heard anything from Fournette? I haven't heard anything from him. Well, while you look that up, TTE's Game of the Week is Miami versus Baltimore. Why Miami versus Baltimore? For a couple reasons. Cousin Tua, you know what I'm saying? And it's brother Lamar. 2 guys who, on contract-wise, people think if neither one of them have good years, we're going to move off of. And don't forget, last year, Dolphins gave Baltimore hell. I think Baltimore, this is probably their worst matchup that they could face. But it's also a new coach. Remember last year, Brian Flores was like, all right, bet. Xavier Howard is better than your receiver. Byron Jones is better than your receiver. Javon Hollins is going to cover up Mark Andrews. We're going to put 7-8 in the box, and we're going to make Lamar have to throw the football. And they just did not look good. So we'll be able to see this year, new coach Mike McDaniels, no longer Brian Flores, Tua with Tyreek Hill, and if Lamar can, Rashad Bateman and Duvernay and Andrews, if they can force these guys to kind of lighten up the box for Lamar. So what do you think about cousin Tua and brother Lamar this week, my guys?
Before I get into this, the Leonard Fournette thing, I think they're trying to see if he's going to get suspended for an illegal block on Michael Parsons.
That's trash.
Honestly, it looked pretty nasty because he was engaged and then he lit him up, but it doesn't look like there's any discipline coming down for Leonard Fournette so far. So expect him to be playing this week. Now, cousin Tua and Lamar. So I didn't want to bring up the game that stood out to me as Lamar Jackson making it a very, very clear case that he was going to throw touchdowns game 1.
Yeah.
He did everything he could not to run before he ran. That's going to bite him in the butt this week. If Lamar is wanting to prove that he is a passing quarterback, this ain't the week to do it, dog. This ain't the week to do it, dog.
This ain't the week to do it,
It
bro.
ain't the week to do it because there were still some throws that he left last week out there, overthrows. There were some missed touch passes that I think Lamar still has to figure out. He got a gun on him, and sometimes that's to a fault. So I think this week Lamar need to figure out how they're gonna get that run game incorporated. Because you ain't about to throw 3 touchdowns against that Miami defense this week. Tua, on the other hand, Tua's going to have the same problem. This is exactly why I mentioned that Miami needs to figure out how to get that run game incorporated. Because if you're going to let the Ravens just sit there with 6 in the box and not have to worry about bringing an extra dude up to stop that run, it's going to be a very low-scoring game this week. It might turn into maybe a Tyreek bomb that gets one of the 2 touchdowns scored this game. But run game,
that's the thing
for the Dolphins, pass game for the Ravens.
When Tyreek's played Baltimore, it's always come down to him having to get a bomb to get past his defense. And now it's going to be like, I remember the first year he had to cross field bomb where Mahomes was damn near out of bounds, threw it to the middle of the field, caught it in front of Waddle. Every game that he's played Baltimore, it's always come down to something like that for him. And this is going to be 1 week, so I'm with you. I think they said defensively, I think Miami is just the worst matchup for Baltimore defensively. It's because they play man. Their corners are better than your receivers, and they're gonna force you to be like, hey, you got to make perfect passes against us. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, a lot of that meat on the bones that Lamar be leaving out there is going to get picked and took into the crib. So, I'm definitely said this is definitely game of the week. It's worthy. I just am so locked into seeing the picture of how Lamar struggled last year and how the coordinator struggled to beat this and didn't want to change up his play calling to beat it. That I am leaning Miami in this one. I am kind of leaning Miami. I don't want to, but it's just I just look at defensively. I'm like, man, they can make it very, very tough. And I just seen the report. I believe Kyle Fuller's out for the season. Corner that Ravens just signed. So I'm like, oh, there go. Look, this Ballard said it in the preview. Training staff. Yep. Baltimore, keep your people on the field, bro. You got to keep your people on the field.
Baltimore better go figure out what the Lakers were doing when Kobe was over there. Y'all better go and figure out who the trainer was and see if you can get that training staff over there. But I think I'm gonna go with normally in these kind of games where we're on the fence, I'd go with the home team. But for the fact that Lamar's trying to make a point that he is a passing quarterback. He turned down allegedly 250 mil because he wanted guaranteed money. That's all Deshaun Watson and the Browns' fault. I think Lamar might go shoot himself in the foot this game.
Mark Andrews show this weekend. It better be. It better be.
Because last year it ain't gonna be Bateman. It ain't gonna be no one. Those linebackers over there in Miami. They know how to cover the tight ends. You got to remember that Miami's been playing against Tom Brady, the Miami organization that had to deal with the tight ends over in New England. So they have some sort of
I'm with him. I think Mark Andrews has to fire. Well, we'll see how they play. We'll see how they decide to play. We'll see how the coordinators decide to draw up a game plan. Because Miami's they're not gonna fake you. They're just like, our secondary is better than yours. Mm-hmm. Howard and Jones can hold whoever they want, and we don't have to worry about whoever they're holding. So, I hope it's the Mark Andrews show. That's what will be needed. This is also the game where I'm going to need to see Rashad Bateman snap off, or not snap off, but you are going to have to start to win these one-on-ones that I know Miami's going to make you try to win. Oh, yeah. So we'll see how that goes from there.
You're about to be seeing a whole lot of Xavier Howard.
Yeah, about to be seeing a whole lot of them. Seeing Denver Duvernay. So, that's a bad matchup for them. That's where the lack of what we see in their receiving core. So, cousin Tua versus Lamar Jackson, brother Lamar, your TTE Sunday game of the week. Thursday night football, Chiefs Chargers, man.
Chiefs Chargers,
man. So I looked at they got the Chiefs pretty much a good favorite. They're up almost a 4-point spread now. I think them having the show that they had last week. Yeah. last year we remember what Chargers took out KC week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Not week 1, the first
The first
matchup.
matchup.
When we did the Wings and Watch, Chargers soiled. Chargers soiled a lot of fourth downs, going for it. A lot of fourth downs, and you can't leave windows open for Mahomes and Andy, and that's what happened. So Sefer said he got the Chiefs.
So if I'm taking it back, early when we made all our early predictions, I did give the Chargers this game until I saw what Mahomes and Andy did week 1.
Yeah.
I still want to stay with the Chargers, but that's exactly right. Because there's no Keenan. Because there's no Keenan, it's a short week. They got a short turnaround. I think they're going to give Keenan the rest this week. I'm going to go with the Chiefs by like a touchdown.
Yeah. So I remember when we did the predictions, I just said everybody was split. Home team wins.
Yep.
So KC being the home team will win. I have them winning. But when I watch this game, I'm going to be looking for a couple things specifically watching this game. And that's going to be seeing if Brandon Staley is going to be like, hey, you know what? We just going to take our field goal and get up out of here.
Yeah.
I want to see if he's going to not leave these extra points on the board.
He left like 12 points on the field last year.
Yeah, they left like, a couple field goals on there. So I'll be watching for that. With Trent McDuffie, the rookie DB that they picked up, getting put on IR. So it's kind of a hit for a hit. Keenan Allen's bigger hit for Chargers than McDuffie is. But he said Fred was 10-point favorites out of. Oh, wait. They're 10-point favorites this week. So, yeah.
Second
facts.
The second
meeting is going to be more important. That's why I said when we talked about Vikings, Green Bay, we didn't talk about them. But Vikings, you could win the week 1, whatever. I'm not going to lie. I'm San Fran 10-point favorites over the Seahawks after seeing how the Seahawks played last night and how San Fran.
Trey Lance is.
Well, hey, we'll get to that. Let's go Thursday night. So I got Chiefs being home. He said put the house on the 49ers. I got Chiefs at home. I think it's going to be a really good game, though. I think it's going to be a really good game. You got the schedule up?
Oh yeah. Let me pull it up.
The schedule, and we can walk through.
I do got the Chiefs at home. One thing I'm gonna be looking for this matchup specifically is, like you said, Brandon Staley. Are you going to swing the pendulum all the way on the other side and play passive, play extremely? Are you gonna not take risks, or are you gonna continue to be a risk taker? Are you gonna find the happy medium? I'm also gonna look to see how the Chargers respond after having Tay drop 140 yards on them last week. That's going to be real interesting.
I don't think there's no wide receiver on the Chiefs that's going to do that, though.
I don't think there is, but the fact that you got Patrick Mahomes is you're going to have to be playing real good assignment football. No JC Jackson. I think he's still out. He was supposed to be ready for the season, but I think he's still out.
Well, so last year Derwin played Kelsey Cool till he got hurt and left the game.
And Kelsey went off last week.
Kelsey's such a dog, bro. You remember when we used to have the argument and we was like, George Kittle is right there? And he really was. And then Kelsey was like, yeah, and he really was. And then Kelsey was like, say less, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I watched a clip of Kelsey and Jason, the brothers. They did a podcast together. And, he asked him, he was like, hey, Kelsey, Travis. He asked him, he said, hey, who do you think are the best tight end in the game? And Travis showed nothing but love. Travis was like, bro, there's no best player. He was like, I love Kittle. I love Waller. So, I got big respect for a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? And Travis, he was like, I love Kittle. I love Waller. These guys do these things. Mark Andrews do these things. And it was funny, Jason Kelsey's response. He said the reason why Kittle isn't a better receiving tight end is because he blocks too good. He was like, he
spent too much time blocking.
He said maybe if you'll be a worse blocker, they'll make you go catch the ball more.
Yeah, he did say he get more opportunities. That if Kittle got those same opportunities, man. And I mean, I know we always talk about this, right? You got to make the most of your situation. We can't ignore the fact that Pat Mahomes is throwing to you.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes is throwing to you too, man.
So
no, that's facts. Ever since we had that conversation, Kittle's been constantly hurt. like we said, it's Shanahan. Shanahan knows he has this beast of a blocker too. So he was like, yeah, I don't have to put an extra tight end. I got you. Like, I got you,
he
Kittle.
beating his body
Yeah,
up,
so he's like, I
man.
don't got you. So I like, again, I wish, I wish, you know what I'm saying? But again, Travis is just that dude. So let's do this. Last week, right, Juju had 6 for 78.
Yep, 2 fumbles.
I think 6. He fumbled twice.
2 fumbles.
The hell, okay, maybe I kind of stopped paying
2
attention.
fumbles.
I know he fumbled twice though. You think he goes over that this week? 6 for 78. I know we said we predicted Juju to kind of do like 80, 85 catches, close to like 800 yards.
I think he goes for about 8 yards or 8 catches. Excuse me, 8 catches.
8 catches.
And I think Juju's really good after the catch. So I think 8 catches, 80, 90 yards.
What about MVS?
I'm gonna put him at like 2 to 3 catches.
I think that's just who he is.
Yeah,
I don't think you should
ever.
Guy. I don't think you ever got to expect him to be like. I think that he could snap for a game of like. He'll never snap for a game to me of like 10. You know what I'm saying? But he's the guy who's like 3 catches, 3 TDs, 80 yards.
He gonna give you like 2 or 3 real quality deep routes on like a flag or like a post route. He gonna get you.
Yeah. I mess with that. I want to see. I think the matchup of the day in this is Mack and Bosa versus the Chiefs.
The Chiefs O-line.
Because one thing that people can't do, on top of Pat making his plays outside of the pocket like he does, nobody really forces Andy to have to kind of change up the play calling because of consistent pressure. So I want to see how Mack and Bosa and that D-line kind of fare against, the Chiefs O-line.
I think it's gonna be very, very telling in the first 2 quarters. If they can send just 4 and get some consistent pressure, I think it's gonna be a big problem for Andy. Not a big problem, but I think it's gonna be a significant problem going into the 3rd or 4th quarter. It's gonna be interesting.
I think we might see a lot of the I formation early. I think we might see a lot of I formations early. I don't think Andy's gonna spread it out early.
Is Juju all the way back? He looked real good. I think it looked like he put on some muscle too, so he's able to get across the middle and live in that middle.
I think Juju is that dude who he was when he had Brown, though. You know what I'm saying? When he had good Big Ben, I think he's a 85. Don't be shocked if he hits 100 catches type of guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's who he is, and that's a great receiver to have. So I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs, and I know the spread right now is 4. I can still see this right now early on being a touchdown win, especially Keenan. Because Keenan played a big factor in winning his matchups when he was supposed to against the Chiefs. So I got the Chiefs. If
the Chiefs beat the Chiefs, they're gonna win. If the Chargers win this game, it's because they figured out how to get some turnovers and they figured out how to get some consistent pressure without having to send 6.
Yeah, that pressure is gonna be needed. Next game on the slot, Jets Browns, baby.
Early Sunday game,
man. Jets Browns. I just want to stand here and say, Jacoby Brissett, bro. I'm bang with you, bro. I don't really bang with you, bro.
Hey,
I don't mess with you,
I'm gonna go with the Browns, dog. I'm gonna go with the Browns. That run game is nasty.
That run game is so nasty, bro. Nick Chubb is such a monster, bro. Kareem Hunt's such a monster, bro. The Jets need to sit Zach Wilson until he's 100% healthy. 6
Jets?
He said Jets cover. Y'all got Jets. What? Greg, the Jets cover? I don't think Jets cover. It's a touchdown.
It's Flacco.
We'll think about it. Nick Chubb. Yeah, man. And defensively,
Myles Garrett, Ward. You still got a hell of a defense over there, dog. You
really do, man. Jets cover. Man. I think I would take the 7. I would take the 7. I would take the touchdown. I would take the touchdown for the Browns. I'll take the touchdown. I'll take it.
2-3 touchdown game. I think Zach Wilson would have gave them a better chance to be close in this game than Flacco does. Flacco ain't mobile. He knows how to manipulate the pocket, but when you got Myles Garrett on one side forcing double teams, Jadeveon Clowney over there with a damn 1-on-1, and then your corners lock up. Yeah, nah, it's nope. Only 6. Yeah, it's a 6 point.
Yeah, I take the touchdown.
Browns are 6 point favorites.
So we got Jets. All right, we got Commanders, Lions. Hey, baby, where my Washington jersey at? I should have got my Sean Taylor jersey. Hey, I got Commanders. I got Commanders on this one, man. I got Commanders. Because I told you if Commanders was my dark horse, so I kind of need them to pull this one out. I'm telling you, we ride it with Riverboat this year. You got to let Riverboat do his thing, man. So I got Commanders. I think, but we know Carson is who he is, right?
Yeah.
But when I watched it, I felt like Carson also gave those receivers the ability to kind of, go get it. Curtis Samuel. I love Curtis when he was in Carolina, but I damn sure wasn't paying him that money. I damn sure wasn't paying him that money. I think if he could continue to add versatility to them, I wish they had Brian Robinson. I just feel so bad for bro, man.
I think he'll be back week
but
6.
Again, yeah, I felt so bad for Brian Robinson. I told y'all that was my dude going into it. So yeah, man, I'll be looking at that. But I'm also gonna be keeping my eye on DeAndre Swift. Let me see if he can get some money this week. And
he better. I got him in fantasy. DeAndre Swift, I picked him up. I picked him up last year. I picked him up this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. Now, the number one thing that the Lions showed me last week that I was extremely impressed with is when they lined up their 2 best DNs on one side, and they just went at it. And then when they got in that NASCAR package, if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts being able to be mobile like that, yes, you got Carson Wentz, but I just think there's something about this Lions team, man. I don't know what it is, but
they believe, man.
Dan Campbell,
you got the boys hyped up, man.
Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach.
Who
doesn't want to play for a guy like Dan Campbell? Last year he was crying for this team, dog. Like,
that's how I be in the tunnel. Better than this. What am I gonna say, coach? Yeah, that's where I'm at, bro.
But yeah, I got Washington, the Lions. I think Lions are gonna win by like I'm gonna give them a field goal. It's gonna be a close game. 2-point favorites.
I do think it could be a field goal game. Yeah, man, but I got Commanders this one. Because I think Scary Terry is gonna have a game. This is the Jeff Okudah matchup. I got Scary Terry having a game.
Jeff Okudah,
like I said, and if Jeff Okudah, this is kind of that first test matchup. Like Okudah, are they gonna treat you like a number one and make you go follow? Because if AJ Brown got off, and again, I don't know how the matchups went while he was snapping last week.
He shut down Devontae.
Okay. See, look, if he's holding Devontae, we'll see how that goes. Because if I'm Washington and I'm watching that film of AJ Brown going off, and I know I got Scary Terry here, I'm gonna see like, okay, well, what can we exploit in that area? Curtis Samuel is gonna be a big factor in this game, though. I think he can add some versatility there.
Jags, man. Absolutely, I absolutely believe they should have taken Aiden.
Yeah. Yep.
We all took a shot because we guessed that wrong.
Oh yeah, man, y'all gotta be here with us next year when we do our John O'Neill challenge on draft day, man. Yeah, we had man. Bottle's gone, man.
I was told up.
Bottle's gone.
We predicted every pick in the first round. Every missed pick, you took a shot. Every trade, we took a shot.
Took a drink. Crazy. Bucks Saints. I think this is Bucks easy. I don't understand why the spread is 3.
Bucks.
I think this is Bucks. Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is Bucks easy. So I would put the house on the Bucks. Yeah, I put the house on the Bucks.
That's definitely a bet that we're gonna make this week.
I definitely put the house on the Bucks.
We're gonna put some units in the Bucks this week.
I definitely go Bucks
Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Greg. Oh, Saints.
I think me personally, I see way too much stock be put in the Saints, especially after what I saw last week against the Falcons. Yeah. Falcons defense ain't that great. They had some trouble moving the ball. Like you said, Jameis got better during the game as the game went on.
Yeah,
I don't think you can't play the Bucks and get better as the game go on. By the time you get to the third quarter, you're gonna be down 3 touchdowns, and Leonard Fournette's gonna be eating you up.
Yeah, I definitely got the Bucks. What I will look at though is the Saints do have Tom Brady's number. I think they're like 4-0, like 3-1 against him since he's come to Tampa.
With Sean
Payton, they do have his number. This is Sean Payton. This is Dennis Allen, and like I said last week, you're kind of like, we'll see. I think the Bucks. I think Leonard Fournette will control this game.
Absolutely.
Cordell Patterson was getting offered if he's not suspended and all that good jazz. I don't think he should be suspended anyway. Like we're starting to baby Micah, y'all. We're starting to baby Micah Parsons here. It's part of the game, bro. Life is all good when you laying people out, and then when it's your turn, you ready to start to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you get got. Good players get got, bro. Too. Hey, bro, good players get got. You play enough plays. You saw Derrick Henry get lit up. You play enough plays, hey, good players get got, bro. It's gonna happen. So I got the Bucks. Again, I think it's gonna, but I would assume it to be just a very controlled game. I just think it will be just a controlled game. Like we said, I think the Bucks are gonna get up. You cannot allow yourself to start off slow against this team, and then they'll just control the game from there. They'll come out third
Load them
quarter.
boys up.
Yeah, yeah.
Three
So
point favorites with the spread over and under 44 points, man. What's your take for them betting folks out there? You think they cover the over?
yeah, this is a touchdown dub to me. This is a touchdown
How
dub
about
to me
the
for
44
more.
points over and under?
I don't ever like doing over and unders.
Me neither.
I really don't. That's so tough to gauge for me. But I definitely think
not
this is a
guaranteed
touchdown
advice,
dub.
y'all. This is just opinion.
No. We're just getting some skin in the game. So if you got more knowledge than us, you know what I'm saying, let us know. We just getting in there.
All right, next winning game, Panthers Giants, man. Keep pounding.
The trash Panthers. All right, trash Panthers. If Matt Rule loses this game, bro, I'm going to lose my mind, bro. He should have been fired last year after this game. Saquon, last week's leading rusher, but like I think he had 2 big runs too. He had 2 big runs. So run defense is scaring the hell out of me. So if you got Saquon in the fantasy league, play him in. His run defense is pretty horrible. But I also think on the other end of it, but I said the same crap last week. I hope the secondary could do enough to where we can stop the run. But I said the same stuff last year against the Giants, y'all. I'm repeating myself with Matt Rule. I would hope that the Panthers could win this game. So I'm taking Carolina. I don't pick anybody else. So I'm not taking nobody else.
Hey man.
Hey, I did see one of the dopest headlines from the Giants winning last week in the New York newspapers. Headline was day balls of steel.
Baker blows.
Day balls of steel, bro. Hey, that had me rolling, bro. That took me out, man. Yeah, man. Baker's mad average, bro. That's who I got as my quarterback.
I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm
Giants
sorry, dog, but after seeing after seeing the quarterback Saquon last week, Giants defense looked pretty okay.
Leonard Williams, they have pieces.
They look pretty okay.
Yeah, they have pieces.
So
again, it's just kind of like
going to be a big win, but for the sake of Panther fans, I hope the Giants win. And they took a real good look at Matt Rule. Good, like 2 years in a row, you losing to one of the worst teams, supposed to be the worst team in the league. No, we're the worst team in the league.
Yeah, so don't let them go 0-2, man. 0-2, I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna go find me a Saquon jersey or something. I'm gonna find me a Giants jersey and wear it on here next week. These fools blow us out and win.
Steelers.
Next week, Pat Steelers.
A TJ Wattless Steeler team.
Najee's playing though, right?
Najee's. I think he's questionable. Right now, they're talking about he's going to be splitting pretty 50-50 if he does play with Jalen Warren. Shout out to the Oos, man, Jalen Warren.
And for that reason alone, I'm taking the Steelers. More prepared. Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick. They in the way they decided, I seen that they use Claypool, wide receiver reverses and stuff like that. Deontay Johnson, and I just don't think the Patriots are going to be good this year at all.
So I got the Steelers. Is different, bro.
Mans is nice, bro. Mans is nice. So I got Steelers. I got Steelers winning this, and I got them. I think it's again Mike Tomlin controlled, comfortable dub.
Yeah.
Unless Trubisky blows it, which I don't think he's going to allow him to do it. So I think the Steelers take care of business.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers too. I think they're gonna win by like a field goal. It's gonna be a nasty, grinded out game. Mac Jones is gonna make a whole lot of mistakes with a pretty experienced defense. Mike Nasty said this. Yes, TJ Watt's not playing, but they're still going to be able to get that pressure. They're not going to have any splash sacks, his words, not having the TJ Watt. But I think this defense is ready. I agree. After what I saw last week, this defense is pretty well built.
Defense is ready to go, man. Yeah, they're ready to rock.
Mike Tomlin handed out black Air Forces to the whole team.
That's when I knew it was over.
That's different.
That's when I knew it was over.
That's different.
That's when I knew it was over, bro. That's when I knew it was over.
All right, man.
Coach Jags.
Coach Jags, your worst to first team.
Trevor Lawrence, baby. This is the Trevor Lawrence game. Trevor Lawrence, he's going to learn from his mistakes last week and he's going to get right. This is the Trevor Lawrence game. This is where he starts to take over the division. T-Law. I know Paula's going to be mad. This is the T-Law game, baby. But Jonathan Taylor's still going to snap. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Taylor's still going to snap. Yeah, you see, he's still going to snap. He's going to get his. But, yeah, I got the Jags. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to rock with the Jags on this one. My worst to first pick. I'm going to take the Jags.
I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts, and I think they do cover. They're favored by 4. I think they're gonna learn from what happened last week. They're gonna figure out how to make it a little bit more efficient. Saving the Matt Ryan arm. There's no way you can live with having Matt Ryan throw the ball 50 times, bro. In week 1, you haven't thrown the ball 50 times. Nah. I think the Colts figure it out, and I think they edge out a win this week.
I got Jags, Colts, so we're split on 2 games. Don't worry. Coming back for mine.
Dolphins, Ravens. Dolphins, Ravens. Last of the morning. Last of the morning games.
So I faked you.
I could tell you saw the spray. You saw when you seen on paper
it's
that
not
the
the
Ravens
spray.
is
It's
at
not the
home.
spray, man. It's just
The Ravens
as
at
much
home.
as I love Cousin Tua and we're riding the Cousin Tua bandwagon. You know, man, this is a statement game more for Tua than Lamar. I feel like, and for that team. But God, like I really don't want Lamar to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? I really don't.
I don't.
But I also want them to lose because Tua faked me on 2K. So like I want them to lose because he faked me on 2K. But I also don't want them to lose. It's more of a personal thing. But if I really had to look at the game, I really just think that the Dolphins really are just a bad matchup for them, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick to my guns on this one. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
I hate to say this, but I think Tua can afford an L more than Lamar can.
He really can.
I think they both find a way to have a pretty solid, decent game. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins, man. I think the Ravens are favored by 3.5. At home, I understand it. I get it. You got former MVP. You got a healthy defense. I'm gonna still go with the Dolphins, man. Like you said, bad matchup. Hopefully the Dolphins figure out their run game and get it together in this game. First of the afternoon games, Falcons, Rams at home.
So this is the funny part. Is Seattle won their game, right? And they were supposed to. They came out and they balled and they did their thing. The Falcons could have won their game, and then I think the coach was like, "Do we want to give up Bryce? Yeah, go ahead and give it to the Go ahead and give it to the Saints. We're not gonna lose the Bryce sweepstakes. Rams, baby. Rams good. Rams will handle business, take care of business. They'll look every way that I think that they were supposed to look last week.
Yeah.
Bills are still just better though. But the Rams will bounce back and be fine. They ain't covering no 10-point spread. No 10-point spread. Nah. I don't think they covering that.
Let me say this, man. We reiterated this multiple times, and I need to say it this week too. Kyle Pitts is not that dude. Not that dude. If you were that dude, you'd have been the difference between them winning and losing last week.
Facts.
You couldn't create separation. You couldn't get open.
I do give credit to Atlanta's DBs. AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be as simple as some may want it to be for the Rams. I do think at some point they'll be up by like 14, but I just think at the end of the game they'll get theirs.
Yeah,
Rams easy though. Yeah,
Rams easy though. They're going to be some trash time touchdowns.
Yeah.
Seahawks
49ers.
Niners are favored by 10 points at home.
Hey, the Jingo. Hey, I'm with Seth for the Jingo Unchained. The Jingo Unchained, baby. That's his new. That's the Jingo. The Django, the Gino, baby. I'm riding with Seattle this week. I'm pushing the Trey Lance's buns narrative, man.
Trey Lance is buns.
So games in Frisco. I don't think they deserve to have this spread. I feel very bad, like we said earlier, for Jamal Adams being hurt. Really but I was so impressed with the way that team was coached Monday night that I think roster-wise, this game shouldn't be there. But Kyle Shanahan is starting to show some flaws in his coaching. You know what I'm saying? And I think this was like the snap for Pete to be like, I gotta get back on my game, bro. And so I'm gonna pull a jumper, man. I'm with Seattle this week. Man.
Hey, man.
I think
I might get on that train. I'm gonna go with Seattle. Geno Smith is set up for success. Yep. Set up for success. You got Disley, you got DK, you got Lockett, you got some okay running backs. You got a great coach.
And last year's games against 49ers, means the divisional game. Last year's game against the 49ers, I think the Seahawks stole one too. Mm-hmm. Even with Geno too. I think they played him close with Geno too, if I remember right. So I do think this is going to be a very, very good test for them bookend rookie tackles, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. They're definitely going to get in there, jumping all right out the window. Hey, we got to pull a jumper sometimes, man. So yeah, I definitely want to see how Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas being the rookie tackles for the Seahawks. I want to see how they fare going against Nick Bosa and Fred Warner in the game. So, but DK and Tyler Lockett still ain't playing no games. They out there still playing. And so
them boys are balling. Love for them to go trade for Kareem Hunt. Who the Niners? I think Elijah Mitchell's hurt this week too.
He is hurt.
I think he's hurt.
But after what Kareem did last week, Cleveland can't let him go.
Oh no, he ain't going nowhere.
Cleveland can't afford to let Hunt go. So he ain't going nowhere. Hunt just gonna have to he just gonna have to play that out.
I'm gonna go to the Seahawks by like a field goal. Oh, the Hawks?
Oh, he's in the Hawks. No, I want to see Kenneth Walker get playing time. I told you, man. I want to see Kenneth Walker get time. So I want to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hawks.
I want to see Kenneth Walker because Penny did good, man. He had like that one run that got called back that could have sealed the game maybe a little earlier too, off a holding call.
It was like a 20-yard game.
Yeah, 20-yard-ish game. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Hawks this week. I would love for the 49ers to go 0-2.
12.
I would love for the 49ers. Yeah. 12, baby.
Seahawks. Let's ride.
Yeah, let's go. That's where we at.
Bengals, Cowboys, man. I'm taking the Bengals. We ain't gonna talk about this
Bengals, one. Baby. We ain't gonna talk about that, man. Cooper Rush. We will say, back-to-back weeks, Bengals kind of took their L on the line. T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward. How do you think Micah fares against the line?
He gonna get 2 sacks again this week.
Micah's just gonna get his. I think that's where we're at.
There's something about Joe Burrow that he's just a very sackable guy. You know what I'm saying? You're very
Cowboys
sackable.
Cowboys cover? You really think Cowboys cover, Greg?
7.7.5. I think the Bengals go win by 2 touchdowns.
Is T. Higgins clear to come back? I know he went out with a concussion. He should be good though, right?
I think he went through concussion protocol. 8.5.
Oh, he got 8.5. What you looking at? Barstool, DraftKings, FanDuel? What you on, man?
I'm seeing 7.5 right here.
Yeah, that's 7. But that might be that's the NFL stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, it's the NFL though.
I think
they're gonna win by 3 touchdowns. It's gonna be a 3 touchdown game.
Because I think Zach Taylor and Burrow and them have to have a huge bounce back game. So I think they're just gonna if they can spam it up, they're gonna spam it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're gonna say over. Take the over on this game. This is a game I'll say take the over.
43 points.
Take the over. Take the over. Since he's going for 35.
Joe Mixon went off last week.
Yeah, they're gonna try to run it up.
Second favorite to win the division? No. They gonna start the season 0-2. No.
I had Eagles, and then I said I would take Washington. I would take Washington. Like that's what I had there.
Yeah, with Dak we had them at third. So
with Dak we had them at third. Texans Broncos. Probably better pick Davis Mills. If you don't ride with him, probably you gotta ride with him.
New lines out there second. Oh, okay.
New lines out there, man. I just won't ever agree with that. We had them third the whole time. We had Dallas third the whole time.
I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Broncos,
and I think they cover
10.
They have to. One thing that I was impressed about the coach having his interview this week, Nathaniel Hackett, he said, "You know what? I regret that call. I should have went for it on fourth."
That's cool. And I'm good with that. Great. Yeah, that's cool.
Instead of standing and falling on your sword saying, "I believe the field goal was the right decision." 267 million reasons not to. I'm quoting URC. Good looking out, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. They gotta have a big game this
no,
week.
I'm with you. I'm with you. When you come out and you just say, "Nah, we should have went for it. Like we should have did that." Like that's cool. I could do that. So for him, it's like Brandon Staley from last year, right? You took the conservative route. He used to take the aggressive route. Let's see how his coaching and that team over the next couple weeks start to trend. I got Broncos. I'm gonna take Broncos on the over. I think this is another game that the Broncos for themselves and for the fans. They left a lot of meat on the bone. 2 times you're second and goal, very close, fumbles, a lot of stuff that could have went either way. But if the Broncos can spam it up for themselves, they will. They're gonna let Russ cook. Javonte Williams snap. Yeah. Javonte Williams was able to snap off a little bit last week, so I think Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon will be able to get some of that action too. But I'm also gonna say Derek Stingley's gonna get his pick this week. Derek Stingley's gonna get his pick this week.
Especially how Russ was leaving it out there last week.
Yeah, especially how Russ was leaving it out there. Derek Stingley's gonna get his pick this week. You know, that's my rookie of the year right there. So Stingley's gonna get his pick this week.
Cool.
Cardinals Raiders. I ain't want to pick. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't want to pick. Hey, I really didn't want to pick.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
I didn't want to pick.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Because the Raiders are another one of those teams that y'all need to win this week. Y'all need a win this week.
Yeah, that y'all need to win
this week. But part of me wants to pick the Cardinals, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Just in spite of the Raiders.
Between Parlay, between Gregory, like I'm almost starting to feel bad for my Derek Carr conviction. So you know what I'm saying? I gotta ride it out. He gotta give me 30 TDs this year in the playoffs, so I can feel partially vindicated in trying to vouch for this man.
Derek Carr's buns. But I'm gonna pick the Raiders.
I'm gonna go Raiders, and then this is the reason why I'm gonna go Raiders. And it's not like a big comparison with KC, but because you have a lethal weapon, like how Kelsey was able to maneuver through Arizona, how we know that Arizona's secondary, isn't really intact. I'm going to take Devontae having another big game. Because Devontae is gonna have a big game. I think if you have any legit number one on the opposite side of the Cardinals, they are going to eat. I think we'll see how Chandler Jones and Crosby do. And Kyler just didn't look as good he should have. But we also called that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No D hop. So there's just gonna be a drop off in who you are. If I'm the Cardinals, but it's Cliff Kingsbury, I don't like him. I protect Kyler and I try to slow the game down and take advantage, be a little more methodical, but he ain't gonna do it, and Kyler ain't gonna do it. So I got Raiders. Raiders by a touchdown.
I got them 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I got a 2 touchdown win.
They're covered. They got the cover. We need to keep track. We got to keep track. Bears Packers.
Sunday night game.
Justin Fields on you. Nah. I ain't about to do it.
So one thing I'm gonna look at with this game is I know Aaron Rodgers went into that locker room after that last game and he cussed out every one of his wide receivers. Every single one of them. Every one of them. So I think this week they're going to respond. They're going to come out. They're going to have a big game. 42 is the over-under, 42.5. I think Green Bay comes out, and I think they make a statement. They're going to come out and win by like 2-3 touchdowns because they have to.
I want this to be the Justin Fields game so bad.
I know you do.
I want this to be the Justin Fields game so bad.
31-13. I'm okay with that, Greg. I'm rolling with you.
If the Packers lose, then that goes off of me saying last year Packers lost week 1 with Adams. They lose week 1 without Adams. They're still going to win the North. We still predicted the Packers to win the North. So I kind of need the Packers to win this game. If they don't, that's going to be so funny, bro. Colin Hurd's going to have a field day with that if Aaron loses. So, yeah, Packers 31-13 sounds 31-20. I still need Fields to get 2 TDs. I still need, a little light of hope there.
Hey, 13 might be it. They just missed a field goal.
Yeah, that's too.
You see the coach. Yeah. The coach released their kicker because he missed hella field goals last week.
And bro, I forgot what bro was over there with like Quavo and stuff. I forgot what school he went to, but he was kind of getting hyped up. But you see, when kickers get hyped up, McPherson, they get out the game, man. Kickers, you gotta know your place. Kickers, y'all supposed to be Poindexters. Y'all ain't supposed to be cool.
Y'all part-time
cool.
practice players, man. Get up off the field.
Yeah, y'all ain't supposed to be cool. Kickers can't be cool. You can't be cool. You think
Unless you Pat
Sebastian
McAfee.
Janikowski?
Unless you Pat McAfee.
He's a punter though. He's a punter and he's the
Oh yeah,
exception.
you're right. He's a punter.
He's a punter and he's the exception. What you
Hey,
Sebastian
Justin
Janikowski?
Tucker, cool as hell.
Yeah, but he sings. He also sings opera. You know what I'm saying? He's the exception. Adam Vinatieri was our dude for the longest. And none of us know his social media.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Kickers aren't allowed. Yeah, kickers aren't allowed to be cool, bro. It's just part of the game. Look what happened. What they do to Marquise King, the Raiders punter. He was too cool. He was too cool. You know what I'm saying? He was over there trying to get got out of there. He was trying to get with Kardashians and stuff. He's special teamer, bro. Know your role. You know what I'm saying?
Monday night games. We got a doubleheader. Titans, Bills. Bills by a lot. Bills by
a lot, boy.
Oh man,
Bills by a lot. Bills are gonna cover
the Giants, bro.
Bills are gonna cover their spread and everybody else's spread while they're at it.
It's gonna be like 42-3, bro.
Yeah. This is very, very bad, man. This is very, 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 very bad. But this is also gonna be bad enough to where I hope that the Titans go 0-2, 0-3, 1-4. That's why we get to see Malik Willis at some point in the year get his shot.
Get Buns Tannehill out of here, man. Buns Tannehill.
Yeah, get Buns Tannehill out of here, man. Let's move on. Let's move on, man. Bills covered by a lot. This should probably be a. But last year, Titans won that game.
Not happening this year. I got Josh Allen for 5 touchdowns. Gabriel Davis for 2 of them.
They look great, man. They look great.
Want to watch
Tennessee? And we got Vikings Eagles. Last doubleheader, I'm like almost certain
I'm real close game, but of course I'm gonna take the Eagles, dog.
Yeah, man.
The Eagles I want to ride defense.
I want to. You know what? Oh, man, you pick against me, I pick against you. Yeah, go Minnesota. Not this one. I do need Minnesota to lose, but I also don't see a world where I think AJ Brown continues his tear. I think we could see a show from him. We can see a show from Jettas.
Top 10 quarterback Kirk O'Bang's cousin. Hey, we had Kirk on top 10 too.
Yeah, we had Kirk top 10 on our power rankings before we ended. So I do think the Eagles defense. I think they tighten up. Again, we caught it. We said they were going to get up, kind of let off the gas so they could get the game over with. So I got Eagles. I'm actually going with the Eagles this week. Home field. It's going to be a very, very good game, though.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be a great game. To me,
very, very good
this is going to be the game that Jalen Hurts needs to solidify his spot for the next for the coming years. Like, you need to solidify your long-term contract with this game. I know it's only week 2. Yeah. We're not going to overreact to week 1, but there's a lot, like you said this before, with another team. He left a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot left. So, we've seen, I think this could definitely be a game. I'm comfortable in knowing that AJ is going to give you that production that he's going to do consistently, 7-8 catches. Let's see how Devontae works into this. Let's see how the run game's controlled on both ends. But this secondary and this defense for Philly can bring out the bad Kirk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think we can see that too. There's that side of Kirk where you don't like that. So
I hope Slay in that secondary could figure out Justin Jefferson, because it took the damn Packers 3 quarters to figure it out.
Yeah, love the NFL, man. Love the NFL. Open up with Chiefs Chargers. Then you got Vikings Eagles to finish up Monday night, Sunday. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. And this is why I'm glad we got that. Like we predicted Dallas to be 3rd. So let's say, for example, Washington beats Detroit, Eagles beat Minnesota, and Dallas loses to Cincy. They're already down 2 games in the division. And if the Giants beat the Panthers, everybody in your division is up 2-0, and you still haven't played a division game without Dak Prescott. So I'm telling you, man, I think the best thing for Dallas, mail it in, man. Mail it in. I got Washington over Detroit.
I got Detroit winning that game.
There's a big possibility that 2 teams from the NFC East come out this weekend 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Should be coming out 2-0. There's a bigger possibility that Dallas is coming out 0-2 still. So it's not going to matter. It's understanding that gap. So any final thoughts before we get out of here, y'all? Y'all got a hot take, a prediction for the weekend, man? Anything?
I hope and pray.
Told you, man, this is a year when Riverboat Ron, man, when you don't expect nothing from his team, man's puts it together. So
bold take. I think my bold take gonna be Josh. Justin Herbert throws for 5 touchdowns and they figure out how to beat the Chiefs.
that'd be crazy.
Justin Herbert's for 5 touchdowns and they figure out how to beat the Chiefs. 350 plus.
355 TDs.
355 TDs. Gerald, he got a tight end, young tight end who was underutilized over there with the Rams. He got himself a ring. But I think Everett is a very, very talented tight end that I think he can lean on coming into this week, not having Keenan Allen. So
okay. Let me see if I can see a bold take here this week. I'm trying to think of the games. So we talked about cousin Tua and Lamar. One of them I would kind of want to say that Tua finds a way to go 3 TDs and get a dub. 3 TDs, 300 yards, get a dub.
I got another bold take for you. Mitch Trubisky throws for 3 touchdown rushes for 1.
3 rushes for 1.
3 rushes for 1. Mitch makes us all a believer at least in week 2. Then going into week 3, he messes it up again.
One for you. Baker number 1. Baker number 1. Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. No. I'm looking at matchups. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much because I don't really want that. I don't want him to be a top passer this week.
Because then you're going to keep Rule for legit another 5 years.
Rule's not going nowhere. Like, I know he's not going nowhere. So he's set. Like, he's made man, bro. He's not going nowhere.
If y'all go on 4, the conversation changes real quick.
That man's not going nowhere.
I was put you in a straitjacket.
I do think though, this week on the Carolina base, I do think Baker does touch 300 yards this week. I do, because one thing that they didn't do, that they started to do towards the end of the game, was actually give McCaffrey the ball. I think they're just going to probably go back to being simple. Like we said, the benefit of CMC, I think he's just we're going to start from CMC and go out and not just come back to him when we need him at the end. Senior Roberto got that dot, which I was happy for, but he does that every week 1. Go look at every week 1. He's always got a long touchdown week 1. It's when it mentally wears on him. He's that type of dude. Man, I really do want to say that my boldest take this week is Tua goes 3 touchdowns, 300 and a dub. I think that's the boldest take I got because that's the one that I'm like, man, if that happens, I think the conversation for a little bit could start to change around Tua. 300, 3 TDs and a dub. But I also want to go on the other side that Lamar puts up 4.
Carr gets 3 picks
again. If Carr gets 3 picks, I'm gonna go find a Derek Carr T-shirt and I'm burn it right here next week.
I'm gonna find it too and burn it just for fun.
Burn it because that means I can't 2 games back to back with 3 picks. I can't justify trying to have this man's back.
Hey, here's my last bold. My bold claim. I got a lot of them this week. My last one, Geno Smith outperforms Trey Lance by a lot.
Trey Lance. Boy, look.
Geno Smith outperforms Trey Lance by a lot.
49ers, the world is going to go crazy, bro.
We're going to have to check on all of our 49er fans, bro.
You really are. And I'm not checking on them because
not happening.
None of them's nice. There's not a nice 49ers fan that I know. None of them's nice. So I really don't care for 49ers fans because they're not nice people. It's a
bold take, Greg. Bold take.
Yeah, they're not nice people. They're mean people, bro. They really are. 49ers fans are some of they're mean people. So yeah, that's cool. So I know we're ready to get up out of here. Hey man, thanks for rocking with us, being with us. He said not on board though. Geno season. Man. Thank y'all, man. Next Tuesday, we will be back again. Same time, 7:30 my time in Central, right? And then whatever. Thanks for rocking with us. Appreciate y'all being here. Any final words before we get out?
Hell no. Have a good week, everybody. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, tell your friends, mamas, tell your friends, sisters, brothers, cousins, everybody. Spam it up with the likes and subscribes, man.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Hey, if he goes three picks, I'm not gonna go buy one. I'm gonna just probably get like a color pencil and write car, and then I'll burn it right here next week if he throws 3 picks. Yeah, I'm just write car and then I'm gonna burn it right here because then like I said, I can't win that bet. Let's get it, y'all. Thanks for rocking with us, man. TT, we out.
What's up, y'all?